Good morning to everyone. In this subject of kinematics and theory of machine, we have started our discussion on basic concept regarding the kinematics and theory of machine. And in that one, we have already studied certain basic definitions regarding the theory of machine. We also studied what is the kinematics, dynamics, kinetics, and statics. Then we have talked about the mechanism, machine, structure, and how this machine and structure are differentiated. Okay, so what is the basic difference between the machine and structure? We have already talked in our previous lectures. Then we have talked about a kinematic link. So there are basic three types of link. First one is a rigid link, which does not deform during the transmission of motion. Second one is a flexible link. Okay, it will partly deform, but that not affect the transmission of the motion. And examples are belt, rope, chain, wires. Okay, and third one is a fluid link. In that one, the fluid is a receptacle and it will transmit the power by pressure or compression. And the examples are hydraulic jack, okay, brakes, hydraulic brakes. Okay, so these are the some of the example of a fluid link. Then we have talked about types of constrained motion. And in that constrained motion, first one is a completely constrained motion, and the example is that the square bar which is moving in a square hole, it has only one motion like this. There is no other motion possible. And second one is a shaft with collar, and it is rotating in a circular hole. So that is the example of completely constrained motion. In completely constrained motion, in that one, the example we have talked is a circular bar which is rotating or moving in a circular hole. So it can have a two possible motion. One motion like this, and second one is a rotary motion. Okay, so it is not a constrained motion. That's why it is known as a
સર
incompletely
ઓડિયો બહુ ધીમે
constrained.
આવે છે.
Just a minute. So in that case, it may be considered as a, just a minute. So in that case, we have a two motion. Then third is a successfully constrained motion, and when the element forming a pair is such a that constrained motion is not completely by means of itself and we require certain external force. So this is the example of footstep bearing, that what we have talked for a successfully constrained motion. Then we talked about kinematic pair. So the kinematic pair is classified first according to the type of relative motion between the element. So first one is the sliding pair. Here the example is the piston and cylinder. Here this is the cylinder and this one is the piston. So piston and cylinder having a sliding motion with relative to each other. So this is the example of a sliding pair. Then second, turning pair. The example we have talked is a shaft which is rotating in a bearing. So this is our bearing and this is the shaft. So when shaft will rotate in that bearing, so this will be the example of a turning pair. Then rolling pair. So we have a rollers, and that rollers will roll over on another surface. Okay, here one element which rolls over another surface, then it will be termed as a rolling pair. Then fourth one is a screw pair. So here the one element can turn about the other by screw thread, then it is known as a screw pair. So these are the, and then finally we have a spherical pair. So we have one spherical ball which is in a spherical cup, and in that case when one element will move or having a motion with regard to another, that is termed as a spherical pair. An example is the ball and socket. So these are the classification according to the relative motion between the element. Then second classification is according to the type of contact between the element. So there will be two type of contact. First one is a lower pair. When lower pair, we have, if we have a surface contact between the two elements. So the element 1 and element 2 has a surface contact over here. Here is also a surface contact. In this one, surface contact. Here also the ball is in direct contact with the uh, another element, so that's why it is a lower pair. When the surface is in contact with the another link, or in the pair when we have a surface contact, then it is known as a lower pair. And higher pair, when we have a line or point contact in a pair, then it is to be termed as a higher pair. Okay, so the example is the cam and follower. Okay, so when the cam is when the follower is rotating on the cam, it has only a point contact, and it all around it has a line contact. Okay, so that's why it is termed as a higher pair. So this is according to the type of contact. And then third one is according to the type of closure. Okay, so self closed pair. So the nut and bolt is the example of a self closed pair, while here second one is a forced closed pair. In that one, the link 1 and 2 that will be in contact, that will remain in contact because of some external force, which is provided here in this case is provided by the spring in cam and follower. Okay, so this is type of closure according to the force closed pair. So this is what we have talked earlier, and then we have started our discussion on kinematic chain. So when the kinematic pairs are coupled in such a way that the last link is joined to the first link to transmit definite motion or transmit definite some power, force. So in that case, that is known as a kinematic chain. And a kinematic chain may also be defined as a combination of pair joined in such a way that each link form a part of two pairs, and the relative motion between the link or the element is here it will be a completely constrained. Then and then we are going to get certain work. So that's why it is termed as a kinematic chain. And here the example already we have discussed earlier. Okay, but we will see it. Suppose we have, this is the crank. Okay, that crank is connected with the connecting rod, and here we have this piston, and this piston is fixed in a cylinder like this. Okay, so this is our crank. So this is element number 1, this is element number 2, this piston is element number 3, and this cylinder is element 4. And so the crankshaft of an engine form a kinematic pair with the bearing begins with a which are as a fixed in a pair. Okay, so this is the crankshaft and which is connected here with the bearing. Okay, so it is the fixed pair. The connecting rod with the crank form a second pair. Okay, so this is the first pair. Then here this 1 and 2 which are intersecting means connecting each other, this is our second pair. Then the piston with the connecting rod. Okay, so this is piston number 3 and this is connecting rod element number 2, so which is connecting over here, so this is our pair number 3. And the piston with the cylinder. Okay, so this piston is 3 and with the cylinder 4. Okay, so here it has a sliding motion, so this pair it is a fourth pair. Okay, so the power which is transmitted from 1, it is goes to the 4. So in that case, this whole combination which is termed as a chain, because here we have total 1, 2, 3 and 4 chain links. Okay, pair, not link, it is a pair 1, this is pair 1, this is pair 2, this is pair 3, and this one is the pair 4. So we have total 4 pair, and all pairs are connected in such a way that the power or the motion transmitted by one, which is goes to the fourth link. Okay, and the combination of all these, which is known as a kinematic chain. Okay, so to create a kinematic chain, all these kinematic pairs are connected with a completely or successfully constrained motion. Then and then we are able to get some transmission or some power transmission or motion transmission in that kinematic chain. So we will see the difference between the kinematic pair and kinematic chain. So in kinematic pair, we have two elements connected with each other, while here 4 or more than 4 elements are connected together. Okay, so here it is that 4 or more than 4, then and then it is to be termed as a kinematic chain, because if we have a less than that 4 element, we are not able to transmit any motion or power. Okay, why? We are going to see that one, but here you have considered that in kinematic chain you require minimum 4 number of elements which are connected together. Here have constrained relative motion with respect to each other. Okay, so in kinematic pair they have a constrained relative motion with respect to each other, while in kinematic chain the motion of any point on the link with respect to any other point follow a definite direction. Okay, so it will give us a following position in a definite direction. Here each pair has two links. Each pair has two links, while here the chain has minimum 4 links, and the first and last links are connected to form a close pair. Okay, to form a close pair, then it is considered as a kinematic chain. If it is open, then it is a different thing. Okay, so for in a kinematic chain, all these fours are connected and uh, making a closed chain. Then kinematic pair is a part of a chain. Okay, so as we discussed earlier, this whole system is considered as a kinematic chain. So now this pair 1, pair 2, pair 3, pair 4, this is the part of this kinematic chain. Okay, so all these kinematic pairs which is a part of a kinematic chain, while kinematic chain is not a part of a kinematic pair. So now the example is the piston and cylinder, means this one, this pair 4, this is one example, this is the example of a pair. Same way crank and connecting rod, so this pair number 2, this one is the crank and this one is the connecting rod, it is also a pair. Then piston and connecting rod, so here this one is the piston number 3 and connecting rod is 2, so when they are connecting it is pair number 3. Okay, so these are the some of the example of pair, while example of a chain is a 4 bar chain. Okay, sliding crank chain. Okay, so this one is the sliding crank, this is the example of a sliding crank. This whole mechanism is known as a sliding crank mechanism. Okay, so these are some other another example: 4 bar chain, sliding crank, and a double crank chain. Okay, so these are the some of the example of a kinematic chain. So this is the difference between kinematic pair and kinematic chain. Okay, so to make a kinematic chain we must have a kinematic pair. Okay, so that is why it is that kinematic pair, it is a integrated part of this kinematic chain. Then with one of the link of the kinematic chain is fixed. Here the thing is that one of the link of this kinematic chain, now we are talking about kinematic chain. Okay, so in kinematic chain we have minimum 4 link, that you have to understand. We have minimum 4 link. Okay, so out of this minimum 4 link, one link is fixed. The chain is then the chain is known as a mechanism. Okay, so now slowly we are moving towards the definition of a mechanism. Okay, first one by one we will study, see. First we have one element. This is one element. This is known as an element. Now when the two elements are connected with each other, then it is known as a pair. Okay, this one is the element. When the two elements are connected with each other, it is known as a pair. Now when four elements, this is element 1, element 2, element 3 and element 4 are connected with each other. Okay, so in that one we have, this is pair 1, this is pair 2, okay, and this is pair 3. Now these four elements when connected with each other, okay, then it is known as a chain. Then it is known as a chain. But now out of these four elements, if I will fix this link, this element in a particular position, then this chain is known as a mechanism. Then it is known as a mechanism. Okay, so this basic kind of thing is very important, that the chain is considered as a mechanism if one of the link is fixed, then and then it will be termed as a mechanism. Otherwise, up to that it is termed as only a kinematic chain. And it may be used for transmitting motion. Okay, it may be useful for transmitting the motion, and the examples are engine indicators, typewriters. These are the some of the example. Okay, so typewriter, it is a example of a kinematic, or it is a mechanism. Typewriter is considered as a mechanism. A mechanism with four link is known as a simple mechanism. Okay, so now we are talking about mechanism. So mechanism, when we have only four link, then it is considered as a simple mechanism. And if we have a, in the mechanism, if we have a more than four link, then it is termed as a compound mechanism. Okay, so mechanism, when you heard a word mechanism, so in that one, if you have any number of link, but you have to consider that in that one minimum one number of link is fixed. Minimum one number of link is fixed, then and then it is known as a mechanism. Okay, so that we have to understand clear in your mind. When a mechanism is required to transmit power or to do some particular type of work, it is then become a machine. Okay, so now we have slowly come to the definition of machine. Now this is the mechanism, but now this mechanism, when is useful to do some particular work, then it is known as a machine. Okay, so we are from single element to the machine, how it will be interrelated with each other. Okay, individual element, then from individual element to the pair, then from pair to the chain, from that chain to the mechanism, and from that mechanism for a particular task, then it is known as a machine. And that's why it is important to start from the basic, start from the single element. Okay, so if you know the basic concept of that element and if you continuously go, then you will able to get the desired quality that you require in the machine. In such cases, the various links or elements have to be designed to withstand the forces. Okay, so we are talking in a machine. Okay, so in case of a machine, the various links or elements have to be designed to withstand the forces. Okay, so the forces may be both the static and kinematic. And a little consideration will show that a mechanism may be regarded as a machine in which each part is reduced to the simplest form to transmit the required motion. Okay, so in a machine, each part of that mechanism that will be required, or they are formed in such a way that to transmit the required motion. Now we will see that some calculation regarding the kinematic chain. So as I told you earlier that here we have a minimum 4 link. Okay, so why this minimum 4 link is required? Okay, so that's how here we have certain calculation, and on that base we will see that if it is termed as certain structure or mechanism. Okay, so if each link is assumed to form two pair with two adjacent links, then the relation between the number of pair forming a kinematic chain and the number of links may be expressed from the equation L is equal to 2p minus 4. Okay, so this equation is important. L is equal to 2p minus 4, where L is the number of link and P is the number of pair forming in a kinematic chain. Since in a kinematic chain each link form a two pair, therefore there will be as many links as the number of link. Okay, so we are talking now only in a kinematic chain. In kinematic chain, each link form a part of two pairs. Okay, and therefore there will be as many links as the number of pairs. Okay, so in that case the link and the pair are equal. Another relation between the link L and the joints of, okay, here it will be in the form of a joints. Okay, joints which constitute a kinematic chain is given by the expression J is equal to 3 by 2L minus 2. J is the number of joint and L is the number of link. Now this equation 1 and this equation 2 are applicable only to a kinematic chain in which lower pair are used. Okay, so this is important. Where we can apply this rule to the kinematic chain if they have only a lower pair. In case of higher pair, we cannot apply this equation. These equations may also be applied to kinematic chain in which higher pair are used. Okay, so this can be applied in some case where we have a higher pair, but in that case we have certain different things that we have to consider in mind for a higher pair. What? That we'll see. In that case, each higher pair may be taken as equivalent to two lower pair. Okay, so this is important. When we have a one lower pair, it will be considered as a 1. When we have a one lower pair, in that case, it will be considered as a 1. But if we have a one higher pair, then in the calculation, we have to consider it as a two lower pair. When it is a higher pair, we have to consider it as a two lower pair for the calculation. Then we can applicable it to the these two equations. Okay, and now we will apply this following equation to determine the whether the each of them is a kinematic chain or not. So we have to find it. So here we will take one example. Here this is the example which having a three link. Link 1 which is AB, link 2 is a BC, and link 3 is a CA. So here, as we know that the number of link L is equal to 3, as we know that this is link 1, link 2 and link 3. Now the number of pair, okay, so between link 1 and link 2, this is pair number 1, okay, so this is pair number 1, so this is P1. Then between B means between link 2 and link 3 we have another pair, so this is pair 2, and between link 3 and link 1 we have another pair, so this is pair 3. So here we have total 3 pair, that's why it is number of pair is 3. Now number of joint. Number of joint means link 1 and link 2 are joint at this point. Okay, so this is joint number 1. Link number 2 and link number 3 are joined at this point. So this is joint number 2. And link number 3 and link number 1 are joined at this point. So this is joint number 3. Okay, so here we have a joint, 3 joints. Number of joint J is equal to 3. Now we simply use the equation number 1, L is equal to 2P minus 4. So what is L? L is 3, 2P. Okay, so 2 into 3 and minus 4. Okay, so this will give you a 2. So here you can see that the left hand side means L is equal to 2P minus 3. So now what is the value of L? L is equal to 3, and what is the value of 2P minus 3 is 2. Okay, so what L is 3 and the value of 2P minus 3 is 2. So now in this case the left hand side is greater than right hand side. What we get here, left hand side means L is greater than 2P minus 4. Okay, so what we get, left hand side is greater than right hand side. Now we will use the second equation. J is equal to 3 by 2 L minus 2. So what is joined? J is equal to 3. 3 by 2 L, L is given 3. So 3 by 2 into 3 minus 2. So we will get a value of 3.5. So 3, and this value we get is 3, and this value what we get is 2.5. So again this left hand side is greater than right hand side. So for both the case, for equation number 1 what we get, left hand side is greater than right hand side, and for equation number 2 what we get, left hand side is greater than right hand side. So the arrangement of these 3 links does not satisfy the equation 1 and 2. Okay, when it will be satisfied if left hand side is equal to right hand side, then it is said that the equation 1 and 2 is satisfied. But in this case, for both the equation, left hand side is greater than right hand side. That's why this is not a kinematic chain. This is not a kinematic chain. Okay, so this is the first thing you can get, the idea that for a 3 link it is not a kinematic chain. So that what we have talked earlier over here, we require a minimum 4 link. Okay, and how this minimum 4 link, that is also we are going to calculate. And in that case, hence there is no relative motion. You can see that there is no relative motion between that 3 is possible, and that's why this combination of these 3 link is termed as a lock chain or a rigid frame or structure. It is told as a structure. It is only can transmit, it can only transmit a force. Okay, it cannot transmit motion to another link. That's why it is termed as a locked chain or a frame or a structure, and it will be used in bridge or truss. So this is the one example. Then we take the second example over here. So in this case, we have link 1, link 2, link 3, and link 4. So L is equal to 4. Now pair. So link 1 and link 2 are connected. So this is pair 1. Then link 2 and link 3 is connected. It is pair 2. Then link 3 and link 4 connected. It is pair 3. And link 4 and link 1 connected. It is pair 4. So here we have total 4 pairs. 4 pair and joint. Link 1 and link 2 are connected over here. So this is joint 1. Link 2 and link 3 are connected by this joint. So this is joint 2. Link 3 and link 4 are connected with this joint. So this is joint 3. And link 4 and link 1 is connected at this joint. So this is joint number 4. So here we have joint equal to 4. Now we simply use this equation. L is equal to 2p minus 4. So L is 4. Now 2p. 2 into p is 4. So 2 into 4 minus 4. So is equal to 4. So for the left hand side, L value is 4. And whatever be this 2p minus 4 is also a 4. So left hand side is equal to right hand side for equation number 1. For equation number 1. Same way here we will find out this second equation. J is equal to 3 by 2. J is equal to 3 by 2 L minus 2. So joint is equal to 4. Here this joint is 4. 3 by 2 into L is 4. So again we will get a 4. So 4 is equal to 4 means left hand side is equal to right hand side. So for both this equation number 1 and equation number 2, we get left hand side is equal to right hand side. So in that case, the kinematic chain, it is termed as a kinematic chain, and it has of 1 degree of freedom. Okay, so a chain with a single link such as AD here this AD is sufficient to define the position of all. Okay, if you change this link D from here to here, okay, if you change the link D AD and D point from here to here at some particular angle, you can see that the C means the link 3 and link 4 also change. So in this case, this link is one is fixed. Okay, and then if you rotate it, all this link 3 and link 4, link 2 has a certain motion. So then it is a little consideration, so that if a definite displacement theta is given to this AD, keeping the AB fixed, okay, so here this AB link is fixed, then the resulting displacement of the remaining two link BC and CD are also preferably definite. Okay, so it is only definite in a particular direction, it cannot go outside that region. Okay, and thus we see that in a 4 bar the relative motion is a completely constrained, and hence it may be called as a constrained kinematic chain. Okay, here it is known as a locked chain, here it is termed as a constrained kinematic chain, and in all the machines we use such kind of 4 bar mechanism. Then we have another example. Here we have 5 link, link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4 and link 5. Okay, and pair. So link 1 and 2 making one pair over here, pair 1, link 2 and link 3 which is making pair over here, link 3 and link 4 making This is the second pair, this is the third pair, this one is the fourth pair, and link 5 and link 1 which is joining is making a 5 pair. Okay, so here we have link 5 and pair 5. Now joined 1 and 2 will be joined at this point. So this is 1, link 2 and link 3 will be joined. So this is joint 2, this is joint 3, this is joint 4, and this is joint 5. So here it has a joint 5. So now if we put here L is equal to 2p minus 4, so left hand side is 5 and 2p minus 4. So if we calculate the 2p minus 4 is 6. So here left hand side is less than right hand side. In first case we have a left hand side is greater than right hand side. So these two are different. Same way here, if you put in this equation j is equal to 3 by 2 L minus 2. So here left hand side is 5 and right hand side, if we put all these value, we will get a 5.5. So again in this case left hand side is right hand less than the right hand side. So in that case it is not a constrained motion. So since the arrangement of a 5 link as shown in figure does not satisfy the equations and the left hand side is less than the right hand side, therefore it is not a kinematic chain. So again, as we know that here there will be a 4 or minimum 4 as we talk. Okay, but as we know here that it has a definite direction, definite motion, then and then it will be a termed as a kinematic chair. So though here it has a more than 4 links or element, but still it is not considered as a kinematic chain. Why? Because it do not having a definite motion. Okay, and that why it is termed as a unconstrained chain. And here the relative motion is not completely constrained, and that's why it is known as a unconstrained motion. There will be a transmission of the motion, but that is not constrained. It is not in a definite direction. If you suppose if you move this link 2 here, so what will be the link motion of link 3, what will be the motion of link 4, and what will be the motion of link 5, that you cannot define in this case. That's why it is termed as a unconstrained. Why here if you fix this length AB and if you move this D in this direction, you can easily define what will be the motion of link 3 and what will be the motion of link 2, and that's why it is known as a constrained motion. And when it is constrained motion, when if we use this two equation, and in that case we will get a left hand side value is equal to right hand side, then it will be considered as a constrained chain. Otherwise there will be two options. First option, it will be a lock chain or it will be a unconstrained chain. So this is how we can do the calculation for the kinematic chain, if it is a constrained or not constrained, or it is a structure. Then again we have one another example. In that one we have a 6 links. Okay, we have a 6 links. So link 1, link 2, link 3, link 4, link 5, and link 6. Now the pair. Okay, so now here link 1 and link 2 and link 3 are connected. So this is pair 1, pair 1. Then this is pair 2, pair 3, pair. Okay, and here this is the pair 4. Okay, and this is pair 5. Okay, so that's what we have to consider.